Almost every year around this time when it's snowing and miserable, I have this desire to slip into the realm of dark fantasy, or just fantasy in general. During this time, I'll make a warm beverage, make soups and stews, and rewatch movies like The Lord of the Rings or Labyrinth. Basically anything that will pull me into the world of creatures, magic, swords, and chainmail. Which leads me to one of my most recent hobbies, chainmail jewelry making. As frustrating as it is, I'm loving the challenge so far just because the outcome is so beautiful. I've made a few earrings myself and they've become my go-to pieces that I reach for. More recently, I learned how to make this Byzantine star weave and I wanted to show you my process. I'm not sure I want to call this a tutorial just because it was difficult for me to learn and an even harder process to record. I was dealing with teeny tiny jump rings. It was just really hard to get the angles right so that you could see clearly because my fingers would be in the way. I did my best to make the steps as clear as possible. I'll also leave a link below to some channels that helped me a lot. To start, the star is made up of 42 rings. 2 of those rings are a bit bigger than the rest of the rings because they serve as the base of the star. Around the base are 5 clusters made up of 4 rings. To make a cluster, connect 2 closed rings with an open ring, and then add another open ring to the 2 closed rings. Repeat this step 4 times for 5 clusters. Next, you'll loop all 5 clusters 2 rings at a time onto the larger base ring. Add the other base ring onto the clusters. Now we're going to start the Byzantine weave. Isolate 1 cluster in between your fingers and split the top 2 rings so that they're on either side. Push the new set of rings apart and loop 2 rings into the space that was formed. Repeat this process for the other 4 clusters. The last 10 rings will act as a support and help define the star shape more by connecting the clusters together. Split the Byzantine weave in half and loop a ring through the other half of the cluster beside it, connecting the 4 rings together. Add a second ring and repeat until all 5 clusters are formed. Now just add the earring hooks and charms and you have yourself some chainmail earrings. Ever since I learned how to do this, I can't stop making them. I made 2 pairs of earrings so far, and then a little charm to go on my phone. I actually want to make a full necklace, but I know it's going to take a really long time. While we're on the topic of fantasy, I've started to watch Merlin. I randomly found this on Tubi one night and I just decided to give it a watch. The only reason I knew about this show is that when I was an angsty teenager, I watched a lot of Skins, and at the end of each episode there would be commercials for the BBC and what shows were on afterwards, and they would always talk about Merlin. For anyone that's interested, Merlin is a retelling of the Arthurian legend in which a younger Merlin is sent to Camelot by his mother because he has a special gift, aka he's a warlock. The show is basically just about him having internal struggles with wanting to use his magic to help people, but he needs to keep it hidden because magic has been banned in the kingdom. So basically his destiny is to protect the king's son, Arthur, despite them butting heads. The show came out in 2008 and you can definitely tell the CGI is not that great and the story is a little corny, but who am I to judge when I am on the cob myself? Despite all this, I love it. I love Merlin's little scarf. I also love that Arthur looks like he stepped straight out of the set of the OC. And honestly, I miss when shows had 16 to 20 episodes. I love when seasons were long as hell. Also, how's the Merlin fandom in 2026? I need to know. Are they passionate? I'm only on season 1, so maybe I'll give an update onto how I'm liking it as the show progresses. But for right now, King Uther is on my shit list. Maybe it'll change later, but for right now, I hate him. I hate him. Speaking of royal things and kingdoms, EXO made a comeback. I'm not going to discuss the absence of CBX because it really does suck. I don't know what else I can add to the conversation, but they knew exactly how to distract me, and that was putting the members in armor and chainmail. It's gonna work every time. When I saw Kai in the music video wearing chainmail, I had a visceral reaction. No one needed to see that side of me. Every time I see a Kai fan cam, I feel like I'm being hunted for sport. That man performs with such intensity that it truly makes me scared. God, I love him. As far as the album goes, I really like all of the songs, but my favorites were Suffocate, Touch and Go. Touch and Go felt like Private Party's older sister, and then Crazy. Anyway, a fight that I partook in recently was the BTS ticketing experience. I literally got a migraine. That's how serious it was. My body was stressed the entire time, and for what? I guess there was just so much talk about how getting BTS tickets is such a bloodbath and it's so stressful. So I think that was getting in my head a little bit, but I went into it as calm as possible, and also I've had a lot of experience in the K-pop ticketing process, so this is where I was. I feel like I've never been this lucky before, but I got my tickets. And I'm so excited for the new album and the tour. Now I have to figure out what I'm wearing. All of my ideas requires me to buy something, and because of my no buy year, it's made it a bit difficult. If I could just find any black outfit, I'll probably just go with that. We'll see. Maybe I'll make a video on like trying to put together BTS inspired outfits with what I have in my closet. I know I have a few. I think maybe I could do some kind of black swan outfit or No More Dream, because that shit was just emo. My predictions for the concert: Jim and Butt 360 view. Cypher Part 5, but Yoongi's just yelling into the mic for 4 minutes. I've had that theory for a while now. Okay, hear me out. The concert opening up with Home. I know that's delusional, but I love that song so much. I need it to make an appearance. The return of Purple Hair Jin. I know I saw somewhere that he was like, "Oh, I'm, in my 30s now, like I don't want to dye my hair." But I feel like he might do the opposite. I don't know. I don't blame them, because I'm also in that stage in my life where I've stopped dyeing my hair. I'm just going to embrace my jet black hair and let it grow as long and as healthy as it can. And then also, just to like bring it full circle, every member in Chainmail, all 7 members in some kind of metalwork jewelry that sort of mimic chainmail or armor. Anyway, that's all I've got.